Hello and welcome back to Iron Dinos. I'm Shaun. I'm talking about the various Metroid games I've played over time, all the while playing what is this? Metroid Zero Mission. Metroid Zero Mission. We've been going on about in the last part we were talking about the story, which is a major component to Metroid Prime 3 corruption. So without further ado, let's continue. So you defeat the giant monolith thing, and the seed comes down, which is kind of... I know I can make that. There we go! There we go! It was a bit weird. The core itself is kind of like this creature. And you don't really do anything for it. Samus just absorbs it, which, of course, begins to corrupt her further. Oh yeah, we've seen the back of this. We've come in the back. Wait. Oh, okay. That's given us 2 markers. So I get to choose? Maybe I can't get that one now. Well, that was the one that was highlighted first. I can't imagine the point was to just bring us here, because we've been here through the other way. So once you're done there, we've kind of set the tone for what we're going to do going forward. So find a new area, walk around, defeat one of the other hunters, defeat some other boss, kill the seed. I see them there. Ah! Damn it, okay. So the second town, or the second planet, is Skytown, which is called Elysia. And this was my favourite. This is a flying city created by the Chozo. And it looks like the architecture, and it's the same kind of colour schemes and stuff as the Ruins first area in Metroid Prime 1. Only, obviously, it's all right up in the air, so it's like miles and miles above the clouds, above the planet. So whilst the interiors, which are manned by robots by the way, which is cool, but while the interiors are all your standard platforming puzzles and this, that and the other, when you get out to get between these sections, you're on a rail almost like Bioshock Infinite. Well, very much like Bioshock Infinite, because that fuck! Crap. So when you're going between them, when it kind of starts off that you'll just grab a rail and you'll slide to the next one. These are quite lengthy segments, so, you know, a minute or two. They don't outstay their welcome. But then you'll get some where there's a couple of doors, and if you hit the door you fall off. Then there are enemies and it gets increasingly tough, and I really liked that. There are also huge sections which are just not connected, and over to eventually you get the alright, what we got here? The various suit! Finally! The lava's not going to be a problem anymore! Finally! The thing that's killed us more than anything else! Oh, fantastic! Right. Oh, we can basically blast us straight through to the end of this now, right? There's nothing to fear! So anyway, you get the space jump, whatever you want to call it, the screw attack jump, you know, so you can jump chunks of these without having to use the hooks, the railings. So you go around all of this area. It's awesome. Oh, where was this before Kraid? But yeah, it's a lot more healthy now. We can't be killed by lava, and we've got another energy tank. It was definitely worth coming this way first. You eventually find the second one of the other bounty hunters, Gore. This was really cool. So the first time, as you're going through it, you find his battle armor, because he's like this skin. He looks a bit like I can't remember the guy's name now. Really skinny dude from Mass Effect. The scientist. Anyway, like he's this really little skinny dude. This is a giant suit of armor, and you do see him kind of early on. He seems to be all right, and then you go round. You go around Elysia a lot. You unlock a few things. Then you have a problem. You hear back from your ship, and you go back there, and he's in his suit, losing his mind, destroying your ship, and he's like, "Ah, crap. Well, here's another one that's been corrupted." So this boss fight was really fun. It is pretty tough, but it is really entertaining because there are certain points you've got to hit the battle armor when it's doing different phases and stuff, and that was really, really entertaining. Like some of them you've got, like he's got a little glowing weak spot underneath, so you've got to kind of get into the morph ball and go between his treads. Sometimes you've got to get him to run into a wall where there's a big glowing weak spot on the back, all this kind of stuff. That's all super cool, so you need to destroy that, kill a second one, and then once again absorb the other hunter. You get the plasma beam for that, and oh, we're back here. Oh, okay, that was pointless. So yeah, I should say Dark Samus absorbs the other hunter, but you get their power up. And yeah, then you need to get to the seed. Now this time, I'm loving not having to worry about this lava. We're out of here just for fun, just we can now. On Elysia, there's actually one of these Aurora units that is corrupted, and as before you fight Gore, you actually cleanse it, and it starts telling you where to go. And by the end of this, when you've defeated Gore and his super, his battle armor, the Aurora unit tells you how to destroy the shield to this Leviathan unit, or this Leviathan seed, sorry, and it's basically to create a giant bomb and just fucking drop one of these Sky City platforms on top of it and completely blow it up, which is fucking awesome. So you go do that, and then you fight another boss, which is called Helios apparently, which kind of reminded me of, like, do you play Contra 3, the Alien Wars on the SNES? Like the final brain boss is like that. It's got all these like weird and wacky attacks, but it's like the thing in the middle. It really reminded me of that. So you've got to kill that, and then Samus, and then of course another one of these Leviathan seed comes out. Samus absorbs it, gets further corrupted. It was at this point, you remember in the first game, I mentioned that something that scared the absolute life out of me was being out in space and shooting and seeing Samus' eyes reflected. It was at this point I noticed that when you see that, the Samus reflected in the visor is increasingly corrupted. She's getting these like black phazon veins creeping across her face, and I really, really like that. Like, the eye thing is a touch they didn't need to put in. Most games don't. They put it in because they're awesome. but to actually slowly have a visual, like anytime you look somewhere kind of dark so you could reflect back on it, you can actually see the corruption visibly overtaking Samus. I freaking love that. So anyway, now it's off, of course, to the Space Pirate homeworld, because where would the other one be? So the planet itself is being very quickly corrupted. Let's just assume that it was like all the other ones, and the Space Pirates, being morons, went, oh, we need to harness this. Oh no, it's backfired us again! As it's done every time! Oh, how could we possibly have seen this coming? So, basically Samus has to get in there, but you can only go around certain areas because the planet just pumps down this acid rain, which is immediately toxic to Samus' suit. So, you know, whenever you're around the rain, it's, you know, it's like the Dark Universe in Echoes. Whenever you're there, whenever you're in it, it's very rapidly depleting your energy. So you basically go as far as you can in there, and then you find this Marine, and he's basically saying, oh, well, there's this hazard shield. If we yeah, there's this hazard shield you need, and it will save you from the acid rain, so let's go get that. So you pal up with this Marine for a minute, who then leads Samus immediately into a trap and reveals herself to be the final bounty hunter, the one I can't say, Gandrada, whatever. It's the other one, who's like this kind of electric being. So she's she's very quick and very naked, and a lot of her attacks either energy based from a distance, or she can actually jump on Samus and just start hammering at you, which is pretty goddamn awesome. And you've got to kind of shake her off. She was a pretty tough and very entertaining boss fight. So yeah, once again, you need to defeat... it's another hunter you need to defeat. Obviously you do, of course you do. And then... at least that ceiling guy, I think he's called the Charge Beam Beast. I looked him up later. But at least he's dead. I'm not going to be seeing him again. So yeah, obviously... this is another one of the hunters you need to defeat, which you do. This is a really fun boss fight because she can she transforms, so she can turn into the other bosses or the other bounty hunters you've fought. She also can turn into Samus by the end, and then when you defeat her, like all the others, Dark Samus rocks up, absorbs her, and yeah, you get a power up basically. So at this point, you've got as far as you can, because you need to go somewhere else to get the hazard shield to save you from the acid rain. But it starts getting a bit more cutscene heavy, because basically the Federation have had enough of the Space Pirates, and they're planning to launch a full-scale attack with Samus on the lead, which is something completely... new to the series at this point. I don't think Samus at this point has ever really been part of a unit or anything to this date, so that was pretty cool. So you need to, so you go off, you get the bet that lava still burns me. You get the hazard shield so you can survive in the acid rain. You get the Nova beam. Yeah, you get the hazard shield, which allows you to survive the acid rain, and after going through a bit of it, you begin an all-out attack on the Space Pirates' homeworld. That looks sus. Oh, it's right, it does burn. Looks like there should be something over there. Oh well. Samus... Crap. crap! Yeah, so at this point, you actually have a load of, like, so you're doing your normal bit. It's obviously less exploring, it's more corridor based, but you're fighting deep into the home world. But you've got a load of Federation troopers with you, and you kind of need to keep them alive as well, because they're going to destroy a security door, which will lead you to where the pirate homeworld seed is. So that was really cool. That was really different. They do also shoot the bad guys. They're not a lot of help. Basically, it's you. It's not getting in the way of you doing what you want to do, which is enjoy and fight all the baddies, all the monsters and the space pirates and that. It's just kind of cool that gives a very different feel. So once there's another battle with a Mega Ridley. Yes, of course he survived the earlier fight, and somehow Metroid Prime, where we saw him explode. Don't question it. Don't question it. So yeah, he's the final Phazon induced. He's the final Phazon corrupted Mega Boss. So you have an awesome battle with him. It's possibly my favorite. I say this every time I fight Ridley. It might be my favourite Ridley fight ever, but then all of the Ridley fights are my favourite Ridley fights ever, because Ridley is an awesome boss. He is a giant space dragon, and he's awesome. There's nothing not to enjoy there. But this is the area where I died, where I didn't realise it was actually too hot to just be in whatsoever. So you defeat Ridley. You, of course, once again destroy the Phazon seed, corrupting Samus to the final point where she is now just almost completely corrupted with Phazon. So at this point, the Aurora unit you've been working under discovers the location of a planet called Phase. Awfully convenient that, but that's the origin point of the Phazon, and like the whole thing is that is the planet from which the Phazon has been firing, and basically you go there to destroy it. I think it's kind of implied that the world is fucking thing. Right, let's try that again. So it's kind of implied that the planet is like sentient or semi-sentient, which is probably due to Dark Samus. And we're off! There we go! So the idea is to go and blow it up. Seems like a good idea. That's already launching an assault coming to the Federation part of the universe. So this is it. This is going to sort. This is it. This is the final fight, going to destroy the source of all the Phazon. And Samus barrels through a wormhole, leading a massive armada of ships. And there's a great big battle, and it's super fucking awesome. So they're all in this massive space battle. Samus goes down to the planet, and unfortunately, she's already so incredibly corrupted that as soon as she lands, it's overloaded. She's kicked into that hyper mode permanently. So Samus is fucked, is the bottom line. She is basically becoming Dark Samus. And at this point, there's a little where your health bar would be. There's basically a Phazon overload bar. If you take too much damage, you overload, and this happened a couple of times. You overload with Phazon, and you literally become Dark Samus. And there's a little cutscene for that as a game over, which is freaking awesome. Again, it's a little thing they didn't need to put in. It could have been as simple as, oh well, too much Phazon kills her, game over. But no, they actually made a little extra cutscene of yeah, she just becomes another Dark Samus, and that's freaking awesome. Have I mentioned before? I know I have. I love a dark doppelganger, and the existential horror of, oh! Right, put a pin in that. Becoming the very dark doppelganger that you're fighting against. Oh, lovely. Super into it. We're heading towards Ridley. Not there yet, but soon. Let's see how that goes. I do love Ridley, Space Dragon. So, basically you have to go through this planet. There are some Metroids in there and this, that and the other. The more you shoot, the more you can, to a degree, get rid of some of the Phazon that's taking over Samus. But basically your path to victory is to get to the Inner Sanctum as quickly as possible, where you have a freaking awesome battle with Dark Samus. This fight was so much fun. I've actually done it a couple of times. I really enjoyed it. She's got a huge number of attacks, some of which are from previous bosses. She obviously has the majority of regular Samus powers. She can multiply herself, all this kind of awesome stuff. There's also a really, really silly one where she splits herself in three, and the three kind of carousel around each other around the edge of the, or around the map, which does not look intimidating or threatening. It just looks very, very silly. But you know what? I'm here for it. But anyway, so after that, you defeat Dark Samus in that form. She then fuses herself with a stolen Aurora unit, which is directly linked to the planet's core, and this is your Mother Brain boss fight. Again, they don't call it Mother Brain, but basically that's what this is. It's on this big spine and it floats around in front of you. It's got tendrils that you got to shoot, and then you pull other parts off it and you can shoot into those weak sections, and then you destroy that part, and it's got another phase where it's taken off the I love the fact that we've just got the Various suit. We've just got it, and now they're introducing a even more burny kind of lava. It feels like cheating a little bit. Oh crap! Fuck! There we go. See you up there. Yeah, so the second phase, the Aurora unit is taking off the it's taken off the cord. Oh, it looks like a spinal column, but you know, the cord that's linking it to the phaser's cord. It just flies around. It's already kind of damaged, but it does more attacks. That's fucking awesome. It's it's like a 3 or 4 tier boss fight between Dark Samus and then the phases of this Mother Brain Aurora unit Dark Samus combo. It's freaking awesome. So when you destroy that, when you destroy Dark Samus in this form, that finally, for some reason, vents all of the Phazon from Samus's body. And of course, it's a Metroid game. It causes the planet to begin to self-destruct. So off you go. Samus runs out. The Federation fleet escapes with her via a wormhole. Very generous with their saves in this area. I wonder if that's because I got the 2 markers. I could have come down here. Oh no, I couldn't have come down here before getting the Various suit, because the there are the burning rooms. You know, the rooms that are too hot to even be in without losing health. I think probably do with filling up my health. Look, it's not going to take long. There we go. Because I did notice a 4 squared box down the bottom there, so that could be another boss. But oh. Let's give that. No. Ah. Okay. Here we go. Oh, no. So yeah, the fleet flies back through a wormhole which closes just behind them. And of course, after a few moments of, oh, did Samus make it? Yes, obviously she did. I've played Metroid 2 and Super Metroid. Samus reports that she's escaped and got through a wormhole at the last possible second. The Phazon threat is defeated and destroyed forever. It's probably not. You know the Galactic Federation are going to be messing about with some of that shit. They're going to have some of it somewhere. We've seen these other games. Like, they always have another Metroid. Don't trust them. Ah, is this more fake lava? Ah, there we go. This is... okay, so that sort of shit happened a lot in the original game as well. So, only there wasn't a map or anything in the original. It's somewhat more frustrating. It was somewhat more frustrating. Okay, nothing down there. Oh, another power-up. Not this time. Wave beam, right, okay, so that will go straight through all of those blocks. While I get my, while I get my speed up. That's what we wanted. But yeah, after doing all that, Samus sits on in Alicia and remembers the other bounty hunters, and then she flies off to her next mission. Whew. So that is the story, that is the plot, that is the arc of Metroid Prime 3. There's an awful lot of that, so and yeah, we'll come back next time where we'll talk about the gameplay, we'll talk about the different guns in more detail, we'll talk about the power-ups in more detail, and yeah, so this episode we picked up the Varia suit, we picked up the wave beam, and we've got a pretty good idea where we're heading next. So we'll come back next time and we'll go to the end of this area and head towards Ridley. Yeah, again, come back next part and we'll talk more about my playing experience of Metroid Prime 3, because there's a lot to talk about there. So yeah, join me next time. More Metroid.